Welcome back to Run Through TV. My name is Ben Shepherd, and let's hear from today's guest, shall we?
So my name's Louis. I'm a British adventurer, and so I take on sort of endurance challenges for charity, for good causes. And I've just finished my last project, which was Project Tenny Fan. So the idea being to climb Penny Fan in South Wales 10 times, non-stop, whilst wearing a 10-kilo weighted vest for walking with the wounded. And happy to say I finished in 18 hours and 47 minutes.
People are getting so imaginative and crazy, some would say, with challenges at the moment. Let's hear first, though, how Louis got into this adventure world.
Yeah, so I'm very new to the scene, so I only really got into adventure and sort of endurance challenges maybe 2 years ago with Kilimanjaro, and that was completely out of the blue. Before that was playing rugby at school, so it was very different sport and very different discipline. But Kilimanjaro was really, that came out of my A-levels. I flopped my A-levels, so I sort of refused to let those A-levels be the last definition of my childhood and the start of my adulthood. So I thought I'm going to do something even bigger. I'm going to raise some money in the process, and that's what I did.
So there you have it, Kilimanjaro the catalyst. But as you've probably guessed by now, he didn't stop there.
Yeah, so after returning from Kili, I decided to leave my job at the time, and I thought I was going to fully go for this and focus 100% on this adventure idea of being an adventurer in this career. And that was my first project. We're going to be called 20 Challenges in 2020 at 20 years old. And obviously with COVID, all the challenges inevitably got cancelled. So the original list was like Mont Blanc, Everest Base Camp, Half Ironman. So in the end, I had to persevere with sort of like UK and self-organised challenges. So that often led to running, because that was the one thing you could do without any sort of equipment or any sort of official events. And also realised running also raised the most money, because I think people knew I hate it the most. So that worked out quite well in that sense. So I think, my first running challenge was, I think for number 4 out for Project 20 in 2020, I ran 10 kilometers every day for a month and then did a full marathon on day 30. And that was my first real glimpse into running, and sort of doing it as a bit of an endurance sport.
With 20 challenges in a single year not being enough, because why would it be? Louis then turned his attention to Tenafan, his new challenge, which you've heard a little bit about already. 10 summits of South Wales' highest mountain, Penafan, all while wearing a 10-kilogram weight vest.
Yeah, the 10-kilo vest was an interesting one. So originally I wanted to raise money for Walking with the Wounded. It's a charity very close to my heart, come from a military family. And obviously, as anyone who knows about Penny Fan, it's got a real military connection. It's where they do lots of the SF selection and things like that. So when I first announced the challenge, quite a few people messaged me saying they'd done it before, offering advice, which was great and really lovely of them. But I realised in order to sort of separate myself from everyone else, I was going to have to add in another element. So that's where the 10-kilo vest came in. The idea sort of being that would be a representation of the burden that our servicemen sort of leave the services with, sort of those mental and physical injuries.
So there's the why. Let's find out how the actual challenge went now. So
I'd done, I think, 4 or 5 sort of recce's down to Penny Fan. I live in London, so a few hours on the motorway. So when I did the training recce's, did maybe 3 or 4 summits at a time. So I was quite used to that, and that can give you a bit of a false idea, really, because 3 or 4 summits is very different to 10. So when it did come to the actual day of it, and I think I hit a massive wall after number 8, I sort of sat down during my breaks. So I was taking sort of 10-15-minute breaks in between each summit. Sat down, and I actually couldn't stand back up afterwards. I actually had to get help standing up, and I'd hit that complete wall, really. So then getting the vest on and changing my t-shirt, I actually sort of had to get help getting dressed, because physically I completely seized up. And the shoulders actually became the most painful thing, which was surprising, really.
No wonder he was a little tired. After 8 summits, he had 2 more to go as well, all whilst wearing that weight vest. What a guy, and this is not the last you are going to be hearing from him, trust me on that. Hey, thank you so much to him for coming on Run Through TV and on Runner Stories. Please do, if you have any guests you'd like to see me chat to, pop their names in the comments section below. And if you don't subscribe to Run Through TV yet, please get that done for us.